Hi, welcome to Train Talk. I'm Monnie Aleahmad, your host, and I'm here to guide you through an interview of different creatives and interesting people that'll explain to us about their life, their art, and their passions. And we'll see where the conversation goes. After all, we're all writers on this train of life. So join us. So welcome to the train. Appreciate you taking the time to chat. First off, who are you?
Well, my name is Simon Segal. I am an actor, performer, dancer, singer. I love all things performing arts. Just, in my opinion, the best thing to do, best job to be. Just doing something for people's pleasure.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. So what about, besides other people's pleasure, what do you gain from performing arts?
I gain some kind of hole filled because there's a hole that like makes me want to like just look at myself and see, wow, I'm that. I just did that and I just danced and it made an impact and I just acted really well. I just sang really well, etc., and that's part of the reason why I do it. That's part of the benefits. Yeah.
How old are you?
I turned 13 on the 1st of the month, July 1st.
Oh, wow. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Do you do anything special?
Yes. I went to Sky Zone and I twisted my ankle.
Yeah?
And
all right.
I got catering and it was cold and wet.
Oh my God, wow, all right. Well, sounds like you had a wild time.
It was fun.
Nice.
It was great. And the worker started crying and venting to me about how it doesn't pay her well. It was a great time.
Oh man, I'm very proud of you. Last time I went to a place that had like trampolines, I also twisted my ankle pretty bad. Yeah. It was not a fun time.
I don't know how those things are legal.
They should be. There should be like a training session or some kind of a safety meeting before you go in there.
They just put you out there and they say, yeah, do whatever you want. You signed a waiver, you can't sue. And so...
Well, there you go. You know, that's capitalism for you. That's how we win. What would you say is your main focus of your art? Like, which is there a specific
Definitely
medium?
Acting, I would say.
Acting.
Acting is my most strongest suit.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to do a lot of the other ones, a lot of dancing, singing, theater performing. But as I'm going older, I've turned more to the professional aspect, and I do mostly acting now, and I honestly barely do any singing or dancing or anything like that anymore. Yeah.
You know, the cool thing about acting is that in different roles you get to use some of those skills, you know, so you never know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like for example, one role, they say you must be able to, you must be able to dance well, because in the scene there's going to be a scene where you're in a bathroom and you're just dancing, whatever. And I was like, well, that's great, because I was a professional dancer for 10 years. So I went up to them and then I won the audition and I got the role.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about what that was, what the role was?
I did sign an NDA.
No worries. All right, cool. Yeah. Still, that's awesome, though. Congrats.
Yes.
Nice. What attracted you to performing arts in general?
Well, I started doing it when I was about a year old. So I was doing it on just community performances for like a park, just free, and then once I gained consciousness, I started like saying, hey, I want to do this professionally. I want to make money off of this, and I want to start, taking more classes, doing all these things. I want to start doing improv, and then that's how it went. And honestly, when I was about 8 or 9 years old, I said, Mom, I want to start acting professionally. And then she said, no. She gave me an astounding no. And I was like, please. And then I kept asking my mom for like a couple months, and then she finally caved in and said, okay, fine, we'll sign you up for for whatever backstage or whatever, and she said, if you get casted, sure, that's great, but we'll see how you like it. And I got casted in my first role for a social experiment on YouTube, and well, it went great. It went great. It was scripted, but you know, it was nice. And then I said, yeah, I want to do more of this, and now I've been in over 300 gigs.
Wow.
So,
300,
yeah.
That's a
Yep.
lot, man. That's pretty cool. Do you have any favorites that you can talk about so far? Or?
God, there's so much. I don't even know. Well, I was in Jordan Peele's movie Nope. I don't know if you've heard of it. I was in the monkey scene where the monkey, yeah, I was in the audience, and I believe I might have been used as I wasn't used as an extra, but I don't believe I'm seen in the movie. I was in a scene of the alien taking away scene, but that movie was just me as a background, which
Sure.
I don't really do backgrounds anymore. But I'm in a lot of big movies, and some of them are just backgrounds, some of them are side characters, some of them are main characters. So most notable ones on the popular aspects, I was in Jerry Seinfeld has a kind of comedy documentary about Pop-Tarts.
Oh yeah.
And how they were made. It's on Netflix. It's called Unfrosted.
Yeah.
I was in that. I was not a background, but I had my own scene
Sure.
in it,
Yeah.
but no lines, and that was fun.
That's
and I got to talk to Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, there's so many movies. I was in the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yeah.
I was in all these crazy movies, but when I was the main character, I did a lot of short films.
Yeah.
And YouTube videos, like I said, life lesson videos or social experiments, like I talked about before. But now I'm actually gearing up to I have geared up, but I'm doing more actual movies and shows, main character.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Do you what do you do to advance your artistic abilities, to hone your craft? Do you have any, I don't know if you do classes or if you have a certain routine that you do, or?
Well, I actually don't take classes. We went to a role within my first year of doing professional acting, and then the person said, hey, if you want to make it to the big leads, you have to get an acting class. He said, it doesn't matter how good you are, you can be the greatest actor in the world, but on your resume it has to say you have been in an acting class, an improv class, whatever. So I was like, okay, so it seems a little bit skeptical and weird, but okay. So I signed up for an acting class on an online Zoom program, and they didn't really do anything. They just made me close my eyes and say, I can do this. And I was like, I don't think this is really helping. But at least I had it on my resume. And he was wrong. It didn't do anything. So, and it was expensive, not gonna lie. Jeez. So, I don't like taking acting classes, especially since all of my directors are just saying this just to hype me up, but they say my acting is one of the best child's actings they've ever seen. Yeah. And they say I don't need to take acting classes. So I don't know what that guy was talking about. Apparently, I don't know. So yeah, acting classes. I do take a lot of singing and dancing classes though. Singing and dancing classes are, what's the word? Not exceptional. You need to have it.
Sure.
Yeah, you need to have acting classes. They're because singing it's something that can ruin over time if you don't keep it up. They're and same with dancing. So that's the classes I do take. I don't really take acting classes though.
I see what you're saying. So it's more like it's a skill that you feel like you have already honed to a degree where you feel prepared. You don't feel like you need to constantly be honing it. I get you.
I also found the word was necessary. It got lost in my brain. Yeah, necessary. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Oh, I totally understand that.
Yes. So acting and not acting, dancing and singing classes are necessary. Unlike acting. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Cool.
Nice. So, is there a specific kind of role that you are looking forward to playing, or that you haven't played yet that you would want to?
My favorite roles to be in are horror movies.
Ooh.
Horror is my favorite genre, and I have been in a lot of horror movies. I was in a little short film where I had to be a cannibal and kill all these people in the woods,
cool.
And that was fun. They put they gave me a sausage that was covered in like what's it called, bread dye, and I had to take a big old bite of it, pretending like it was human organs, and that was so fun. And I was in so much of its horrors. Horrors are the most fun, especially since it's my favorite genre. So that's definitely my favorite to film.
What's your favorite horror film, if you have one?
My favorite horror film? Oh God, that's a really hard one.
Yeah, you're kind of on the spot.
Oh yeah, that's a really hard one. I would say, any good Jordan Peele film is really good, really well written and stuff like that. My God, that's such an interesting and hard question. Favorite horror film? Even favorite movie is less hard than that.
Yeah, sure. That's okay.
Yeah.
There's too many to choose from.
Yeah, there's a lot. Ooh, I just watched one yesterday, and I felt it was really good, but it has really bad reviews.
What is it?
It's called Thanksgiving. It came out
I know
in
about that
2023,
Yeah.
and it was really good, but people are
that movie.
bashing it and saying it's bad and acting is so bad and the gore is bad, but I thought it was really good. That's definitely not my favorite horror movie, but that's just one that I wanted to, put out there.
Yeah. No, that's great. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Cool. What do you think, like, for an audience member, what do you think, like, watching your art, your acting, what do you think that they would gather from that? What do you think it says about you?
I think it would express like my body language and stuff like that, and they would get to know more about how I take direction and like what's going on for parts of my brain. And I'm gonna be honest, I absolutely despise watching the things I'm in. I cringe and I look away and I'm awkward. I was in a movie where I had to have all this rage and I was crying, and then when I was in the premiere sitting on the front row chair, when I started doing that scene, I couldn't. I started laughing. I started closing my eyes, and then I went out and said I had to use the bathroom. So I cannot watch, even if it's not a traumatic thing like that. If just me regularly talking, like honestly, I'm probably not going to be able to watch this because I cringe and I think, oh my God, I could have done it so much better. I say, oh my God, I was so unprofessional. Oh my God, why am I doing that with my eyes? Like stuff like that. Yeah. So.
I think that's very relatable. Like most actors feel that way,
Yeah.
I think for like probably the majority of my career, it's been like difficult for me to watch anything I was in. But over time, like I'm better at it, and I can be critical without cringing as much.
I definitely think that in about 2 to 5 years or so, I'm definitely going to be open up more to it, especially since I'm probably not going to be as immature as I am now because I'm only 13 and I'm going to be like 16 then. Yeah. So but for right now, I just can't deal with it.
Does it feel like, because you're so young in the industry, does it feel like that you have a lot to learn? Do you feel like you have a lot to grow, or do you feel like, oh, I kind of get where I'm at where I need to be, or like what do you think?
Again, I'm not in a lot of like huge movies yet, so I think definitely once I have learned way more than I learn right now. So, but as far as how good my acting is wise, I'm always told by directors and producers and whatnot that my acting is really good. So that's just a good way to keep my confidence up. But I think I'm humble, basically. Like people do like come up to me like a lot and say, hey, you're in the whatever, are you Simon, are you whatever, and they want to take a picture of me, and I'm like, cool, like great. Awesome. People know who I am. That's nice. So yeah, it's good.
Nice. What would you like to say in your art? Like, do you think like there is like something that you would like to be like, this is the gift that I think my art should be giving to people? Is there something in there?
I think one of the most incredible things about acting or performing or anything is that it's telling a story that a person did not know before. Like with Thanksgiving, the plot is about this crazy serial killer, and if a person did not watch that movie, they would not know that story exists.
True.
So that's yes, true. I know it's corny or whatever, but I think that's a really important part about it. Same with like dancing. They say, hey, after they watch it, they say, hey, I didn't know that choreography existed before I watched this. I didn't know that that voice existed before I listened to this man's or woman singing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and that's an important thing that I think people could take away. Another important thing I think is that they can see like how much the community is and like how good a person's acting is and how good a person's acting isn't as good. And they can see, oh, I get this. I get why this person is in this movie and this person isn't. So that's another good thing people could take away from it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Is there do you think like there's a connecting thread? Like if someone was to watch all of your performances back to back, do you think that there's something that they would take out of that to be like, oh, this is what I think your art represents?
Well, I think that if somebody did watch all my things, which is almost impossible, I think, because
Sure.
I'm in prank videos, I'm in these underground media things that
Yeah.
people probably know nothing about,
Sure,
and
sure.
only 2 people probably know about. But if somebody would watch all of it, they would definitely collect the way I talk, the way my body language is, the way my tone of voice is like, and they would say, hey, I think I know everything about this person. And yes, that is creepy. And
That's beautiful, because a little bit about my philosophy of acting is that in order to really connect with the character, the actor has to be revealing a little bit about themselves. You know, like I think there's like a certain level of vulnerability that has to be present for you to believe that character on the other side of the screen, you know?
yeah, and another thing is, if an actor acts completely, well, obviously the roles are going to be completely different, but if an actor's body language or the way their face moves or the way their eyes move to the way the people are saying or whatever, they're going to think, hey, what if this isn't the same person? I don't think I like this anymore. So that's
Yeah.
another thing about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll pull them if the performance isn't consistent, you know, it pulls people
Yeah.
out of it. Yeah, exactly. I get you. So that's about your art. We talked a bit about that. What do you think? So, just in general sense, what does it mean to you to just be alive?
To be alive.
Yeah.
Well, to be alive is something I don't think anybody could ever comprehend, because, you know, there's probably a 1 in a trillion chance that I'm going to be here right now. I could be an ant. I could be an atom in another person's arm like yours. I could be anything. There's a very small chance that I'm alive right now, sitting at this table talking to you, especially in the podcast community and stuff like that. So I think to be alive, you just have to really appreciate how rare it is what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
The sentence I'm saying right now is probably one in a number we can't even comprehend.
True.
So that's a part of life. And another part of life is, you know, the saying, YOLO, you only live once. I think my grandma's a health freak. Like, not a health freak, a clean freak. She wants everything to be tidy and everything. And I think, hey, just, you know, let loose. And, because you know you only live once, I'm not going to say, hey, go grab a turtle and kidnap it and take it to your house. You only live once, you don't know what'll happen. Don't do that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, just let loose, and, you know, you don't have to, you know, count calories, or you don't have to, like, do all this. Oh, I have to make sure I'm pretty. You have to make sure my glass shape is the correct for my eyes. Just let loose. That's a really good part of life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so kind of like maybe just be more in the moment, try to enjoy yourself more instead of
Yeah,
like, you know,
instead of-
restricting yourself all the time, or like, you know, I guess like finding like ridiculous standards to uphold, you know, something like that maybe. Like just enjoy your life, you know? Like your life is something,
Yeah.
it's so rare that we're here, why not enjoy it?
That's
Like,
you know, I know this is kind of off topic, but that's probably the main reason why I hate school so
oh,
much.
Let's talk about it, yeah.
I hate school so much
Yeah.
because, like, you're taking probably over 3 years, I mean, I know school is 12 years long, but if you're probably taking 3 years of our life from all the hours and all the things, you probably just took away like 5 years of my life away on this thing I'm not even going to use ever. And these 5 years, I could have done so much of my life because I only live once. YOLO.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of the main reasons I have in school. Also, you know, obviously they don't teach us anything. I'm not going to use this MC squared forever. I have to do the street stop signs or whatever to live life. So yeah, it's part of the reason why I hate school, even though it's kind of off topic.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, but we're talking about life. I mean, but I was of the same ideas when I was younger. I thought like a lot of my schooling, it felt like a restrictive waste of time, and I could be doing other things that would be more productive. And you're right, a lot of the stuff that they teach in school is not stuff that we use on a daily basis, and it's kind of arbitrary, you know.
Honestly, you know what's always bugging me? The only stuff we're going to use in school is the stuff that we learn in kindergarten to first grade. And that's deemed as the least important grades. Because, you know, in kindergarten, first grade, you learn your numbers, which is definitely essential in life, your shapes, how to do math, how to count, all these things. But, you know, in later grades, you learn about history that and random facts you're never going to use ever in your life. And people say that kindergarten and first grade is just for babies, and you're not going to, you know, it's just a bad grade to be in because, you know, there's nothing good about it. And it's the least important grade because your grade doesn't even matter. But it's the most important because that's the knowledge you're going to be using, unlike calculus and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, I see what you're saying. I think like it's kind of there is a gift in disguise though with schooling because even though much of what you learn in school is arbitrary, some of it is beneficial stuff, but really I think the process of going through schooling is teaching you to deal with the adversity of the real world, you know?
Yeah, it's part of it. Like as in school, it's like, you're like, why am I learning this? Why am I doing this? This is so unnecessary. And in real life, also, like in your job, they're gonna say, I'm gonna have to take this out of your paycheck. I'm like, this is so unnecessary. You have so much money. And, but it's not even, that's just like a bad example. Like other stuff, or like it's saying, hey, you're gonna have to fill this email out for some random person because they found the complaint because their coffee was too hot, and you work for McDonald's. I'm like, why is this so necessary? Why are we doing this? What's the point of this? Same thing with school. So that's a part of, I think schools know what they're doing, and they're doing it so they can get you ready for real life.
Yeah, I think it's part of it. No, that's true. Cool. So what do you think that what would you say it means to be human in this world?
Well, I would say that humans come with a lot of priorities, but I just had a second thought about it, and I thought, do they? Do humans have an objective in life that they have to do?
That's a good question.
Like, is there a to-do list? Like, do you have to get married? Do you have to have kids? Do you have to complete school?
What do you think?
I think you should just do what makes you happy, and nobody should tell you otherwise. I'm not saying, you know, becoming a serial killer and killing a lot of people is what makes you happy. Don't do that.
Obviously within reason, whatever doesn't hurt someone else.
Within reason, so just do whatever you want. If you want to be a police officer, be a police officer. If you want to be an actor, be an actor. So like that, like Zootopia.
Do you think that there's a larger responsibility for being a human, or just that humanity holds in general? Is there something more that we have to be responsible for?
Humanity is the worst race to ever encounter this earth because they ruined everything.
Hot take.
They started global warming. They killed all the animals. They did all these bad stuff. They have light pollution in the New York City streets. Again, global warming, all these bad stuff. So I think if humans didn't exist, Earth would be a million times better than what it is right now.
So then do you think that there is a responsibility that humanity has to fix the problems that we've created?
I'm not saying don't ever use any non-electrical cars, don't ever, put lights out in the streets that cause light pollution. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying you should know that you're doing this. Like you should moderate it down. So that is a responsibility as a human you have to do. You have to take part in making the world a better place because animals are dying. There's random goop that you don't know what it is, black goop on the streets. It's probably tar.
Yeah.
So all these stuff, get rid of it. If you see, that's my dad was walking with me in Universal Studios Hollywood the other day. No, my mom. And then I saw a Doritos bag just blowing around the streets, these clean streets in the Universal Plaza. And then I was like, I need to throw this away. I can't just let this bag go and just start other things and think people will think that they could just throw the trash on the ground and it's okay. I'm gonna pick this up and I'm gonna put it in the trash can. And as soon as I reached for it, my mom said, "No, don't do that. It's dirty. It's full of bacteria." Like, the whole earth isn't. So I picked it up and I put it in the trash can. And even though it's such a small and tiny thing I just did, it probably, created a really big change for the environment. Even though just one bag.
How did it make you feel?
I've been doing that for a while. I've been picking up trash. Honestly, if I saw a soda can out on the street, yes, it has bacteria. I'm probably gonna throw it away and then wash my hands very thoroughly after. For 2 minutes and a half washing my hands. And so I've been doing that, and I think the amount of trash I've collected is probably more than 50 pounds. And I'm like, with 50 pounds, this could fill up this whole entire train. Absolutely. So I'm like, how much pollution did I just, get out of this world? Yeah. So that's part of what keeps me going. And I'm like, hey, I'm just I'm making a change.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's great. So. I think it's important for us to even just to set an example. Like if we see something that can be improved just by doing that, someone else seeing it is helping. Even if it's just one little trash, like the little chips bag or whatever. Great. So do you think, as an artist, there's a special responsibility that you have to the world or to humanity or something?
I would say, I don't have a manager or an agent, so sure. I'm completely free. Like, when you have a manager or an agent, they make you sign a contract to say, you have to do whatever we say for a year or 3 years or 5 years or etc. But I don't have that, so I can quit whenever I want. I can take a break whenever I want. So I have freely. So actors that have managers or agents, they're not free, and they have to do what their bosses tell them to do, even though they're paying the bosses. Yeah. So in my opinion, I think it's just taking things low and slow and just going to jobs when you feel like they're okay for you. Like, I had an agent for only 6 months because I wanted to try it out, and they said, hey, you have to do this job, you have to do it. I'm like, I don't want to do this job. This job is not something that I want to act and do. And the job, I don't even remember what it was. It was some kind of weird goblin character. I'm like, and I like I said, I love horror, and I would do that, but I felt like not doing it because I don't know, I felt off about it, and they said, you have to do it, I have to do it. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. But luckily, that agent didn't make me sign a contract, so I just dropped him. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So you appreciate having your freedom to do what you want with your art, right? But you don't feel like there is any specific obligation that you have as an artist.
No, I wouldn't say you have to make people happy with your performance, whatever. It's your job. You're the one that's making money off of it. You're the one that's enjoying it. Yeah. So I would say just do it however you want. You don't have a special obligation. Same thing as you don't have a special obligation in the world as a human.
Yeah. I'm with you. Good answer. Do you have an ultimate artistic goal that you're looking to achieve?
Well, I would say I'm not going to say this as like a snobby little kid. I'm going to say I do want to be famous. Okay. But that's not the reason I'm acting. The reason I'm acting is everything I mentioned before, doing it for yourself because it's the thing you love. But I do want to be obviously bigger than I am now, because right now I barely have anything credited, even though I've did 300 jobs. Oh, it's another thing. I did 300 jobs and I barely have been credited for anything. I only have 12 credits on IMDb, and I've barely been credited for anything. So, God, what was even the question? I don't even remember anymore.
If you have an ultimate artistic goal.
Ultimate artistic goal. All right. So, I would say just try to get more and try to get more, not more fans, not, sorry, I worded it wrong. I don't want to be more famous. I want to be more aspiring to other people. I want more people to know who I am.
Yeah.
So that's a goal that I want to do,
Yeah, you want a little more notoriety.
Yeah.
Because that helps with your career. If people know who you are, if they know your performances, especially people in the industry, then, you know, then you're hired. You know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Exactly.
No, that's good. That's a good goal. And then do you have like an ultimate gift that you would want to give to humanity? Like, is there something that you think that you could offer to everyone that would help in any way?
Well, I'm not very smart, so not knowledge. I'm going to be honest.
That's fair.
I would say just my acting in my jobs, and like I said, I can have an inspiration to other people for whatever weird kink that they have or whatever. So I would be like, yeah, so I would say that's part of like what people could have and what they could aspire to be.
That's right. Well, what would you? Is there anything that you would like to change about the world?
I mean, again, like pollution, global warming, all that stuff. Besides the bad stuff, I would like to change the way. This is like just a straightforward answer, but I would like to change the way the prison system works.
Oh.
If I ever became president, I would like to change the way the prison system works, because if you do something bad, you go in jail and you think about what you did. I don't think that's what jail should be about. I think it should be, what's it called, a refurbishment for your mind.
Yeah.
And did you know Norway prisons, what they're like?
Oh, yeah.
You go in there and it's not really a prison, it's more like a house. They treat you well, and then you get refurbished and you come out and you're not a criminal anymore. Because your mind, that's the word. I was looking for it.
I was thinking of it too.
Rehabilitation, that's what it is.
Is there anything that inspires you?
Is there anything that inspires me? Well, obviously everybody has idols, right? I have an idol. Actually, do I? I used to have a lot of idols. I barely have any now because now I've just been more focused on myself.
Sure.
You know, all these big actors, obviously idols and stuff like that. People I have inspired by, but honestly, I've also been inspired by like presidents and stuff like that because of the impact they made on people, and I just want to make also an impact, no matter what way it is, no matter if people like my acting, no matter if it's, you know, not even on people, if it's on the world and global warming and all these stuff, like picking up a little Doritos bag off the ground and putting it in a trash can. Yeah. So.
I see. So you're inspired by people that make impacts to the world, obviously.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense because like they're the ones that are presented in front of us. You know, like that's cool. So is there a specific like I don't know, artist or like an art form or medium, or is there, I don't know if you watch films or TV shows or something like that that's been inspiring you lately, or?
A lot of, you know, besides performing, I also like directing and, well, not writing. Well, yes, writing. Writing and directing is something I like doing. So I've been inspired by like directors, and I'm like, hey, I think they, you know, managed this film very well, and I would like to do this too. Like I've made a movie before for like a school film project, and it was about a cat killing 3 Americans Got Talent judges. I know it sounds stupid.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, because
it sounds funny.
Because apparently one of the judges was a plot twist killer of the cat's mother. So, and both the cats in the
so
short,
it's a revenge story.
Yeah, and the both cats of my short film were cats that I own. I own 2 nice little kitties. They are. One's name is Mickey, and one's name is, well, in English it's Leo, but I'm Russian, and it's Lyova in my language. And I have a very big history of pets. I used to have 2 turtles. I had 1 hamster. I said, let's get it a friend. I had 2, and then they had babies, and then we had 12 hamsters, and we had a mouse that was given to us from another set, and it was named Snowy, and we had 16 goats. 16 goats, and...
This all in a tiny apartment? No.
No, we have a house, even though of the crazy house prices in LA. Yeah, I had a lot of... I'm probably missing a couple of pets, honestly.
Sheesh.
So, we never had a dog. We never had a cat before. You know, the cats we had here. But we picked up my cat we just had. His name is Leo. I picked him up in September of last year in 2023, and the other one I picked up sometime in 2021. I picked up the one in September from a McDonald's parking lot in a van.
Oh.
He cost $6,000 because they're a Sphinx. They're rare. They're the hairless cat.
Yeah,
they're so cute.
Do you currently use social media? Are you on?
I do. I have so many social media, but I don't use. I have Instagram that I use professionally. It's the only one I use professionally, and I barely use it because I know how to use Instagram, but I just find posting pictures of myself and posting anything about my acting thing is just so cringe. Again, like I said, I don't like watching anything I do, and I had a lot of pictures I posted on Instagram, and like a month ago, I was like, okay, I have to delete some of these. So I deleted everything I don't like, which is like over 100 probably. So now only stuff I like, and I post on Instagram really rarely, but I have a lot of social medias that I use, but not professionally. I have a TikTok, I have a Snapchat, I have a Facebook, which I use, but obviously not a lot, because Facebook is more geared towards adults, like old people.
Sure.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But my personal favorite is TikTok.
Nice.
Snapchat is definitely close. Yep.
Is there anything that you don't like about social media?
I mean, in social media, there's two sides. There's the dark side and there's the light side. Dark side is the side that shows pornography and bad stuff, and it shows a video of a cat being blended up in a blender because people are sick and they do stuff like that, and it shows bad stuff. But the light side of social media, I don't like really instant stuff. It's just not for me. So I like in between lines, like dark comedy or stuff like that. Not like crazy, weird, sick stuff. So light side social media is like, this is what I eat in a day as a vegetarian, or whatever like that. Get ready with me to break up with my husband, or whatever. I don't know, anything like that. So, and those are fine. So those are great. But my least favorite part of social media in the question is just how much people are so mean for like no reason. Like when I say no reason, I really mean no reason. Like I saw a girl like a fit girl like working out, and then she was like in her like front yard, and then a person just commented, "Go inside your house, nobody wants to see that." I'm like, why? Why would you say that? Like for what reason? Like it doesn't matter if you think it's right or whatever, but like what for what purpose did you just say that? Did you just say that that statement? So that's a part of the reason.
Do you think it's like, do you think it is like more of just people want to say anything to get some attention?
I think it's just people are insecure about themselves, and they just have no life, and they're just sitting on their little chairs, and they're just whatever, and they're saying, oh, you look fat, you look whatever, you should get new glass frames or whatever, and stuff like that. When I first started out, I tried having a TikTok professionally for my acting, and the first video I posted was me saying, here's I know this is corny, a day in the life as an actor. So I was saying, hey, I'm going to set, I'm grabbing a snack, I'm getting lunch, whatever, and people kept commenting, like, why are you lying? This is clearly, you just rented out a tour of a set. You're definitely not an actor. You're definitely lying. And they were saying stuff like, why is your camera so dirty, even though it had like one speck of dust on like this corner. And they're saying, why is your camera so dirty? Like, what does this have to do with anything that I'm showing you right now? Like, why would you say it? It's a part of the reason why would you say this? And I got bullied, and then back then I was very sensitive. I could not handle anything. I immediately took the video down, and I took my TikTok account down. But now I'm more open to it, because if you take hate that easily, then you are never going to be built for social media. So I've learned to get hate, and I learned that people just do it just for their self-pleasure, stuff like that.
Yeah, it is kind of sad though. Like in order to just be I mean, right now it's almost essential that you have to be on social media, like for you know.
Yeah,
for my
definitely in
career,
this
it
time of
seems
age.
like,
Yeah, so
it's almost
so you get
unavoidable.
recognized more. Like
Yeah.
probably if you're gonna want to be an influencer and you don't post on social media,
How are you gonna do it? Yeah.
then you're not an influencer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, so I think social media
Yeah.
is essential. Yeah.
It is essential, but it's sad when it makes us like we have to start adapting to how we interact with humanity because for some reason they just act like animals online sometimes. You know, it's weird. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish there was a way to fix it. What would you do to fix
There
it?
is no possible
There's no
way.
possible way.
We've
It's
tried.
kinda just a
There's no
pool.
possible way. Also, something about humanity that I haven't mentioned before. There is no topic in the world that everybody can agree on. Not at all. There's not even one. Not even the smallest thing.
That
There's
is so
not one
true.
topic
Yeah.
anybody can agree on, and that's why we don't have world peace. World peace is not physically possible, no matter how much good things you do, no matter how much people agree or disagree. World peace is not physically possible because there's not one topic in the universe and anybody can agree on. Like there's probably like it's probably physically impossible for both of us to agree on everything.
Yeah. Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
everybody's
Yeah,
different. We probably have different
experiences,
tastes,
different
everything's-
perspectives.
yeah.
I would say like,
Yeah.
oh, chocolate's the best. No, vanilla. No,
Vanilla,
it's whatever,
no, white
you know.
chocolate's best, dark chocolate's best,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like same, my mom absolutely despises white chocolate. I think it's the best chocolate. My mom loves dark chocolate. I think dark chocolate is the worst chocolate. So, and that's true, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
fair.
yeah.
No, I get you. Cool. How many hours a day do you think you spend on social media?
Do you want me to pull out my screen time right now?
I mean, you could just average it out, but if you want to, whatever's easier for you, you know.
You know, it's so different every single day because days like this where I'm busy and I'm always acting, I'm barely on my phone. And some days I'm just sitting on a couch potato and I'm doing all these stuff. But here, actually, I want to check my screen time because I actually am curious for my digital well-being.
Go for it, yeah.
Digital well-being right here. So my screen. Okay, oh no, you have to scroll down. Okay, cool. I forgot how my phone works.
I wouldn't know.
Because I had to for like a different. Oh, there it is. Digital well-being and subscribe. So on average a day, I spend 7 hours and 46 minutes on my phone, and for social media, that is of that social media is 5 hours and 36 minutes.
Okay.
So and other ones are texting, calling,
Sure.
and stuff like that.
Watching some videos or something, maybe.
In this week, this is a like smaller amount than what I usually do. In this week, for my phone, totally, I worked 54 hours and 22 minutes. But some weeks it's only 20 hours. Some weeks it's 80 hours.
Yeah.
So it's definitely different. Like there's no way to like obviously average it out because some days you don't have a lot of screen time. Sometimes you do. So yeah, but I think I spend way too much amount of time on my phone, and I am addicted to my phone. My phone has everything I could possibly want to it. My phone is my number one priority, other than of course my cats and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a great tool, but it's also it's a double-edged sword. You know, you use it for everything, but you also need it for everything. And it's like you can't put it down.
Yeah, because my phone is probably like something that I need to have. Like it's a necessity. Like I can't not have my phone because I need everything for my phone. If I'm in trouble, I can just call anybody, and if I'm hungry, I can order a pizza or whatever. I could do anything on my phone, anything possible. I could book a job from backstage on my phone. I could do anything on my phone, and if without my phone, I feel like I can't do anything. So it's part of why I like having my phone next to me.
Yeah. Interesting. So thank you for taking time with us and being here with us and answering our questions
Of course.
doing this train talk. The last thing is, once again, who are you and where would you like people to find you or follow you?
Gosh, that's a hard one because on my my social medias I post really cringy stuff and I don't want people to find me because I just do random stuff.
Don't use that then, yeah.
My Instagram, if you want to find me, is Simon, just Segal, spelled Sigal. There's no spaces. It's all caps. That's what it's called, low caps, and no dots or anything. That's how you find me on Instagram. Yeah, that's basically the only professional Instagram I use. If you want to just find me on there, my contact email's there. If you want to, talk to me on the email or whatever, and message me for a job you want me to do, whatever like that. And I am Simon Segal, and I am 13 years old, and that's it. I'm good.
Thanks so much for being here, Simon.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to Train Talk.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you around.
Sure.
And we will see you guys next time.
Yes.